What up, YouTube? It's Brady coming to you from my music room today. I've got my pedalboard down here, and for years I've been watching pedalboard walkthrough videos. Gleaning from other people, figuring out what I'd want to put on my board. And today's the day. I owe it to the YouTube universe, to all my fellow musicians, to make a video and let you know what I ended up landing on, what I've, after years and years of changing my board, here's where I'm at. So, hope you can enjoy this video, maybe learn a few things, and hear some amazing guitar tone. Let's go. Alright, so here's the pedalboard. Obviously, it's not like the biggest board ever, but man, it's got everything that I want except the Strymon Deco. I'd really love that pedal just to kind of do modulation, some slap back, just some different things. That's the pedal I'm really eyeing right now. But I'm super happy with where I'm at. My pedalboard journey, I've done the modeler route, I've done the stomp, the quad cortex, kind of tried all those things. And the TONEX, I'll tell you what, just for amp simulation, ease of use, in my opinion, obviously form factor, they're so tiny, really affordable. If you're comparing it to tube amps, I mean, it's crazy cheap. So anyways, the TONEX is really, really good. I've tried lots of drives. We've all tested things and tried to kind of figure out what works best for us. And then I also got I got a Duesenberg, which is what I'm playing today. Really my first legit nice electric guitar. That kind of changed everything. It makes you get a nice guitar, makes your pedals sound a lot better. You get a nice guitar, your amps dialed in pretty good. You can really get by. Nice guitar, nice amp, solid pedals, not with crazy settings. You really are going to have a solid tone. So anyways, this is the board. I'll just talk through the signal chain real fast, do a little bit of playing, and we'll be good. So here's the signal chain. It starts with the polytune up front. Guitar goes into the polytune, and then it goes Cali 76 into the 1981 into the Atom into the Lightspeed into the Boost, and then the Boost goes to the volume pedal into Benson delay, L cap, and then Mercury X stereo into the TONEXs and to the little Canvas DI. So pretty simple. I like volume pedal after drives. And then I kind of think high gain up front with my drive pedals, and then that's going to push my always on pedal like my Lightspeed, and then I can always boost things up at the end. So that's my philosophy for drives. Some people do it different, but that works for me. So here's the clean tone, nothing on, just the amps. These are Tone Junkie amps. It's the Chieftain. It's like a matchless variant. Same thing on both sides. Huge fan. So here's clean bridge. Middle. And then neck. Goodness. So I don't really ever run without compression and some sort of overdrive on. So here's really what they sound like with, my normal settings. Here's bridge. Middle. Neck. Cool. So, Cali 76, it's not doing anything crazy. I mean, it's squishing things a good bit. And then the Lightspeed, I just like to have that edge of breakup tone, but I don't want my amps to be cranked to get there. So I just kind of like to push the amps a little bit with that. It's a great pedal. For the longest time, I had the protein, which was the carbon and the atom pedal, and I just didn't mesh with the carbon a ton, which I didn't have the Duesenberg at the time either, so I kind of want the protein version 4 just to try it out and just see if it was more of a guitar issue. I was playing a Strat, like a really cheap Squier, for a long time, and then I had a Squier Jazzmaster that was better, for sure. But anyways, this Duesenberg, it's changed my life for sure. So I might try the protein one day. But anyways, for now, Lightspeed and Atom, huge fan. So Lightspeed is just my always on. Rock and roll with that. That can get me really through probably 75% of the things that I need to play. And then lead lines and like heavy rhythm parts or whatever it is are the other pedals. So the 1981 it's kind of my second stage. I would count the Benson Boost as one, but since it's a boost and not technically like an overdrive, I guess I'll count this as like my second stage. So here's that with bridge pickup. Without it. With it. Some like delay and reverb, get you a little better feel. Love that. I love that tone. The 1981 low gain. I mean, it's got so much gain on tap, but really the drive knob is all the way at the bottom, cut right up the top, volume pushed a little bit. That pedal's legit. Huge fan of it. Then we got Atom, which this is kind of like a Tube Screamer, Nobles kind of thing, but what I like about it is it's not a Nobles and it's not a Tube Screamer. It has some mid-range push, like a Tube Screamer. It's got that beefy low end like the Nobles, but Brown they just did something special with it. That's legit. So this is kind of more of like a heavier rhythm tone sort of thing, or like if I really want that lead line, that mid bump lead line to just stick out in the mix. This is my go-to. So here's the Atom, just no wet effects, bridge pickup. Great pedal. Love that. It's got that mid-range. Helps the guitar sing. Just helps things stick out a little bit more in the mix, which is awesome. And then I also love to stack these two because they're so different sonically. This is a distortion. It's got a lot more of that kind of high-end shrill type of thing. This is darker, more mid-rangey together. It's just, it's legit, so... That's my lead tone. I mean, when I'm really dialing it up, that's what I'm going for. If I'm really getting crazy, I'll kick on the Benson Boost. But for the most part, I'll stack these two, or I'll do 1981, Boost, Atom, and Boost. And then a lot of times, I love this pedal so much. A lot of times I'll just use it just to give me just a little bit more. If I'm just playing, you know, just a kind of cowboy chord rhythm part, and I just want to really drive. Yeah, I'll use his Benson Boost to do things like that. And then, of course, you know, if I got a lead line I really want to have out in front, I'll use that. But that pedal is so cool. It does something compression-wise that's special. And then I kind of treat it, you know, like an overdrive, which, I mean, it's pushing the amps into more breakup. So it's acting like an overdrive. And I love that thing. It's probably one of my favorite drive type pedals ever. So anyways, there's my overdrives. The other thing I'll say about the 1981 and the Atom, like the difference between them and what I really like is the 1981, because it has that high end cut, it can kind of make this guitar sing, especially from like a neck and middle position perspective. So for example, like the Atom with the middle position, it's not bad, but it just gets kind of out of control. It can get real muddy and woofy. So here's like middle position with the Atom. It's not bad, but there's some of that like low end rumble that I'm not a huge fan of. But with the 1981, it gets rid of that. Still gives you that overdrive. So here's the difference. Even on the neck pickup. Huge fan of that. So, you know, we've played let's see, like That's My King, that middle position with the 1981, it just kind of gives you that like almost like a Strat-like sort of feel. Anyways, love that pedal. Does a phenomenal job of letting the guitar do its thing, stays out of the way. Yeah, big fan. So there's my drives. Love that drive section. And then after that, of course, we go into delays and reverbs. Like I said, I really want the deco pedal that I would squeeze in as like a modulation Swiss Army knife of sorts. One day we'll have that. But for now, it's going boost into Benson delay, and then Benson delay to the L cap, and so on. So the Benson delay I really use as just like that dark, long, reverby type delay, which when you stack it with reverb, it's the perfect swell type of thing, and it's in mono. But listen to this. I mean, it's still great. Turn the L cap off so you can really just hear it. Kind of turns into a reverb, and then with like my long reverb, Anyway, so that pedal, that's one way I use it. A lot of times I'll stack them. This is quarter note, so I'll just, tap in my dotted eighth and then my quarter and then run sounds great. Another way I'll use the Benson delay is as like a kind of a slapback faux vibrato. So you can really change the depth. It can get so out of control really quickly, which is cool. So here it is just by itself. Crank that modulation a little more. And then with the L cap and some reverb, I mean, it's kind of like a vibrato pedal. So I love doing that. Big fan of that. It's just a faux vibrato. And then the other thing I'll do is kind of the slapback thing. It works really well for that as well. So you can do, that's a little long, but you'll get the picture. So it's a great pedal, Swiss Army knife. It's in mono. If it was in stereo, I think that'd be better. I'm not gonna lie, but it is certainly worth keeping on the board, even in mono. So then L cap. This is just, the tried and true. There's so many people that have this on their board. You just can't really go wrong with it. I won't even stay here that long with this pedal. Here's just kind of the thing it does. Dotted eighth. It's just perfect. By itself. Anyways, El Cap, great pedal. And then after that's the Mercury X. This pedal, truly, like, I don't even really know how to use it fully. I've had it a little while now, but it just has so much in it. The way I'm using it for the most part right now is it says late on the screen, but that should be plate. That's kind of like my short reverb, and then warm haul is like kind of a medium. And then at the end it says I'm nobody on the screen, which I didn't name it. And I guess Maris, it's a little Easter egg. If you don't name your preset, it just puts I'm nobody on it for you, which is it's kind of funny. But that last one on the far left is kind of the big washy ambient thing. I will say the cool thing about it is it also can do like modulation. So like on this first little setting, I actually have like a stereo vibrato that's built in, so you can use the modifier switch to like toggle between your modulation. So this is just a plate like by itself. And you can hear the vibrato. And it sounds honestly really good. You can't, it's kind of challenging to like get the pedal to do that with a modifier switch, and like some of the modulations don't work really well. Like it's kind of still on if you just, anyways, it's a little confusing. But for the plate, like if you have a short reverb with like low mix, you can use the modifier to dial up like the speed or the depth of the vibrato, so then it kind of, it feels like it's off, then feels like it comes on. Anyways, it's cool. So let's listen to that just a little bit with like some delay. Pretty sweet. It's really cool. Second setting, the hall is just kind of like a little medium thing. I'll turn it on with the Benson delay and the L cap. Pretty simple, and then that last setting is just real long. Just by itself. You can hear it has a dispersion, and then with delay. So yeah, great pedal. Really want to keep diving into that. I know it can do some kind of like Pog-like tones and just different things. But Maris, man, they're killing it with the new pedals that they've come out with. And yeah, I'm glad I get to enjoy it. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in and checking out the Pedalboard. I'll see you guys next time.